Hello and welcome back to another edition of Michelle McKay Yoga. Today we're going to be focusing on back bending. So if you have a couple of blocks, that's great, and a wall space because we're going to lead up to a pose called Camel, Ustrasana, and we'll utilize the wall to do this pose. So it's a back bending focus today for this video. So let's begin by standing up onto the knees. And when you do that, separate the backs of your calves from the backs of your thighs so you get more space for your knee joint. You can sit up on one block or two blocks. So I'm going to call this like the flat height, medium height. This would be a little bit awkward to sit on that way. So either this way or this way. So low or medium. And you can have the other block to your side. And so you just want to create that space for your knee joint. If by sitting on your feet or in between your feet causes any discomfort in your knees, sit in a way that you can sit and maintain a tall spine that's not going to aggravate your knees. And then lift your heart and chest up. Roll your shoulders back and down, chin level with the ground, and allow the crown of the head to reach up towards the ceiling. And envision your back bodies, particularly your upper back, and think about moving your back body into your front body. So the back of your chest into the front of your chest. And then press the bottom tips of your shoulder blades into your chest. But as you're doing that, let your front bottom ribs drift towards your frontal hip bone. So you're not getting overly arched in your low back. You're maintaining the length of the low back and maintaining the natural curves of your spine. As you breathe in, feel your chest expand. And then as you breathe out, hollow the belly. So there's a slight contraction of the belly muscles. And maybe you might even feel a little bit of the elements of the pelvic floor. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. If you're in an area that's very warm, you might have to breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth, or like me, grab a fan. And then begin to let your chin drift towards the top of your chest. Stay your inhale. And then when you exhale, bring your chin so it's level with the mat. And hopefully you have space around you. So take your arms out to the height of your shoulders. Take an inhale here. And then when you exhale, just rest your arms by the sides of your body. And then rotate your arms in a way that your palms face forward. And then inhale, reach your arms up. And then when you exhale, release your shoulder blades down towards your waist. Keep spinning your upper arms away from your ears. Stay your inhale. And then when you exhale, turn the arms out and resist the arms back down. As you inhale, stretch and reach the arms up. Float the arms up. As you exhale, resist the arms down. And then one more time like that. Externally rotate your arm bones and the arm sockets. Reach the arms up. Inhale without shrugging your shoulders. And then exhale, resist the arms back down by your sides. And then make your way to an all fours position. So you're on your hands and knees. And we'll do cat-cow and extended cat-cow. So you'll be in a quadruped position. Shoulders over the creases of your wrists. Knees right over, your hips right over your knees. And then as you inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest. As you exhale, round your spine. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round. One more time. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round. Now, as you inhale, bring your back to a neutral position. As you exhale, maybe bring your knees a little bit closer together. And then inhale, reach your right arm forward and your left leg backwards. Draw the belly in. And then as you exhale, bend your left knee. See if you can reach back for your foot. And then scoop your chest forward. Stay here for the inhale. Then when you exhale, release the arm, release the leg. Try to keep your arm in line with your ear. Keep your left sitting bone in line with your heel. And then exhale, lower that all down. As you inhale, reach your your left arm forward, your right leg backwards. As you exhale, bend your knee and reach back for your foot. As you inhale, see if you can scoop your chest forward. And then exhale, release the arm and the leg away from each other. When you inhale, see if you can lift that inner thigh of your right leg up just a little bit more. And then exhale, hand and knee come to floor. Push back, child's pose. When you're in your child's pose, your knees can be together or your knees can be apart. It really just depends on what's happening with your back body. Breathe into the fronts, the backs, and the sides of your body. And then make it an active child's pose by extending the arms more forward, more straight. And then allow the forearms, elbows, and upper arms to lift from the floor. As you inhale, shift your weight forward. As you exhale, curl your toes under, lift the legs towards straight, downward dog pose. You can take the hands really wide apart. That'll give you more space for your upper back and your shoulders. You can keep the knees bent if your hamstrings are really tight. You can also take the feet wider than hip socket distance apart. You need to create more space. And then as you inhale, come forward to plank pose. So you're in a push-up position. And then exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward dog pose. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, down dog. One more time. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, down dog. When you inhale, come forward to plank. When you exhale, if you like, you can have the knees come down first. Bend your elbows and come all the way down to the ground. And then take your hands, and see if you can take your hands behind your head. Press the tops of your feet down, and then inhale, lift the chest from the ground. So the feet are pressing down, but the chest is lifting away from the ground. Stay here to the inhale, or for the inhale, and then exhale, lower. Now bring your hands in line with your chest. So your fingertips are in line with your chest. The elbows are pointing towards one another. Reach the crown of the head away from your lower back and your tailbone. And then as you inhale, lift the chest. So the first one we did is like a variation of cobra or variation of shalabhasana, locust pose, cobra pose. And we're moving our way into bhujangasana, right? Stay here, inhale. Exhale, lower. Now see if you can float your hands off of the ground. And then inhale, lift the chest from the ground. Soft gaze at the tip of your nose. Slide the shoulder blades down towards your waist, hollow the belly. And when you inhale, maybe you look just an inch higher. Then exhale, lower. Curl your toes under, lift your inner thighs. Inhale, plank pose. And then exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward dog pose. And walk your hands back to meet your feet. Take a forward fold at the back edge of your mat. All 10 toes point forward. You could, take your hands behind you, interlace at the webbing. You could use a strap or a towel. And your shoulder blades coming a little bit closer together. Let the head hang. And you're going to press down into your feet. Inhale, stand all the way up. And then exhale, release your arms and find your way to the front edge of your mat. I'm just going to adjust the screen so you can see it a little bit better. So come all the way to the front edge of your mat and find your Tadasana. So that could be with your feet together or hip socket distance apart. Some of you might have your big toes together and your heels slightly apart. Kneecaps lifted up, quads lifted up. Spin your inner thighs back, but lengthen your lower back and tailbone towards the mat. Lift your heart and chest up. Roll your shoulders back and down, chin level with the ground. As you inhale, stretch and reach your arms up. As you exhale, fold. As you inhale, lift your heart. As you exhale, step your right foot back to a lunge. Then bring your left foot back to meet the right. Shift your weight forward, bend your elbows, chaturanga dandasana. Push your feet backwards, roll over your toes. Inhale, up dog. And then exhale, draw back to downward dog. Press into your hands and press into your feet. Press into the fingertips, the knuckles, the heels of the hands, the webbing in between each finger. And then as you look back at your feet, you're lengthening the inner and outer heel towards the mat. Whether they go flat or not, it's completely irrelevant. You're just trying to have that energy go backwards as opposed to going forwards. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, bring your feet forward. Lift your heart, inhale. Fold back down, exhale. Press down into your feet. Inhale, reach the arms up. Look up. And then exhale back to your center. Take an inhale, float and reach your arms up. Exhale, bow, fold forward. Again, you can bend your knees as you fold. Inhale, lift your heart. When you exhale, plant your palms. Step your left foot back to a lunge. Right foot comes back to meet the left. Shift your weight forward, bend your elbows, chaturanga. Push your feet back, inhale, up dog. Exhale, roll over your toes as you draw back to downward dog pose. Smooth, steady inhales. Smooth, steady exhales. Let the head hang. Try to get the upper arms to frame your head and your neck. Take another inhale here. And then when you exhale, bring your feet forward. Lift your heart, inhale. Fold back down, exhale. Press down into your feet. Inhale, reach the arms up as you look up. And then exhale back to center. So we'll do some standing poses now. We'll set up for warrior two and side angle pose. If you have blocks, place one block behind either heel. So one block behind your right heel, one block behind your left heel. Then you can bring your hands to your hips. Put a little bend in your right knee and then turn your whole right leg out. So make sure you're turning from the hip socket. Turn your left toes in, left heel out. Right heel lines up with left arch. Open up the arms to the height of your shoulders. So you can inhale. And then exhale, bend your right knee coming into warrior two. Position your arms so they're at the same height and extend out through your fingertips. Keep drawing the navel in and up towards the spine and soft gaze over your right middle finger. As you inhale, reach towards your right side. As you exhale, right hand to the block on the little toe side of your right foot. Now, if you didn't have a block, you could put your forearm on your thigh or hand reaches the floor. And then float your left arm up and over. So you're externally rotating that left arm in the arm socket. Drawing your left shoulder blade down towards your left outer hip. Press down into your feet. Inhale, come back up to warrior two. And then when you exhale, release your arms, straighten your legs, and parallel your legs. So all 10 toes are pointing straight ahead. Hands on hips, turn your whole left leg out so you're turning deep within the hip socket. Right toes turn in, right heel spins out a little bit. Then you're going to open your arms to the height of your shoulders. Take an inhale, and then exhale, bend your left knee coming into warrior two. So you're trying to get the left heel of your hand above your left knee and right heel of hand above your right outer ankle. As you inhale, reach towards your left side. As you exhale, hand to floor or block, right arm up to the ceiling. And same thing, if you didn't have a block, you could take your forearm to your thigh. Rotate your right arm in the arm socket and then float it up and over so your right upper arm comes close to your facial cheek. And then you're dropping that left outer hip just a little bit lower than the right. Lift the inner lining of the right leg up as you drop that left outer hip down a little bit towards the floor. Try to do those two things together to keep the body in really good alignment. Press down into your feet. Inhale, come back up, warrior two. And then exhale, release your arms, parallel your legs. Now, Pasarita Padottanasana A. All 10 of your toes are pointing in the same direction. Reach your arms up, inhale. And then exhale, fold forward. As you inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest. As you exhale, fold back down. If you're able to get your hands on the floor, try to keep the hands separated the width of your shoulders. If your hands can't reach the floor, you can put your hands on blocks. And if you don't have blocks, maybe you let your hands rest on your shins. If you have like a piece of furniture, like a table or a chair or a stool, you can rest your hands on that. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. And then place your left hand on your left hip. Right hand on right hip. Draw the belly in, inhale, come up to stand. And then exhale, join your feet together for a moment. Reestablish your Tadasana. Root down through your feet, lift your kneecaps, lift your quads, and stack each vertebrae evenly on top of one another. As you root down through your feet, let that rebound go up and out through the crown of your head. Then step bridge up your feet wide apart. So triangle pose. Bring your hands to your outer hips and turn your whole right leg out. Turn your left toes in and your left heel out. Take your arms out to the height of your shoulders. As you inhale, reach towards your right side. As you exhale, right hand to block, shin, or floor, left arm up to the ceiling. So lift your kneecaps, lift your quads. If you're not sure, if you lift your toes up, usually the reaction is your kneecaps lift up and your quads lift up. And then gently place the feet back down. Press into the big toe down of that right foot and heel and little toe side of your left foot. Stack your left shoulder over your right and keep drawing the energy up. Press down into your feet. Inhale, come back up to stand up. Exhale, release your arms, parallel your legs. And now turn your whole left leg out. Right toes turn in, right heel spins out. Your left heel is going to line up with your right arch. Open your arms to the height of your shoulders. As you inhale, reach towards your left side. As you exhale, left hand to floor, block, or shin, right arm up to the ceiling. Draw that left side of your rib cage forward and the right side of your rib cage backwards. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. If it doesn't bother your neck, you can look up. Pressing down into your feet. Inhale, come up to stand up. Exhale, parallel your legs and bring your hands to your outer hips. Draw your elbows towards one another. Lengthen your lower back and tailbone towards the mat. As you inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest, lift your gaze. And then as you exhale, tuck your chin, bow, fold forward. Let the head go towards the ground. Keep pinning your elbows towards one another and use your hands kind of like a corset to make the waistline smaller. Lift your kneecaps, lift your quads, allow your head to hang freely. Maintain the lift of the arches of the feet and the hugging in of the outer ankle bones. Outer shins firm in, outer thighs firm in, belly firms in. Press down into your feet. Inhale, come up to stand. And then exhale, step or jump your feet together. Come back to the front edge of your mat. Bring your blocks with you just so that they're not in the way, you're not going to trip on them. And then reestablish your Ustrasana. Press down into your feet, lift your kneecaps, lift your quads, lift your heart, lift your chest, roll your shoulders back and down. As you inhale, bend your knees, reach your arms up, come to chair pose. Then exhale, fold. As you inhale, lift your heart. When you exhale, plant your palms, take your feet back, and lower your body down. Inhale to upward dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale to downward facing dog. Bring your right foot forward, lower your left knee down. If you're on a hard surface, you might want to consider doubling up your mat or padding the knee. And then as you inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, bring the arms behind you, interlace the fingers at the webbing. And then lift the heart, lift the chest, lift your gaze. Stay here. Stay here, exhale. And when you inhale, reach your arms up to the ceiling. When you exhale, bring your hands to frame your front foot and work towards straightening your right leg. So you might need to use your blocks on either side of your shin. If you just have one block, you can have one block underneath your calf. So a big part of back bending is to be able to stretch out your hip flexors and your quads. Because sometimes there's a lot of resistance there. So we want to make sure that we're doing that so that when we do our back bend, we're ready. We've gotten the appropriate body parts warmed up, stretched out, so that we can do the more complicated, challenging poses. Now when you inhale, bend your right knee. When you exhale, curl your back toes under so your back knee lifts. So take the feet, I'm going to say hip socket distance apart, so you have a little bit more space. And then when you inhale, reach your arms up, coming into crescent lunge. So your right hip's going to go backwards, the left hip's going to go forward. You're trying to square your chest, your hips, your knees, your pelvis forward. Keep spinning your upper arms away from your ears. Stay here, inhale. Then when you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Take an inhale here, and then exhale, twist. Take your left arm to the outside of your right thigh. You could definitely bring your left hand to the floor or to a block. And think about sloping the hips down as your chest moves away from the ground. Stay here, one more inhale. Then when you exhale, bring your hands to frame your front foot. Step back, plank pose. Bend your elbows. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Bring your left foot forward. Lower your right knee down. And then inhale your arms up. When you exhale, bring your arms behind you. Interlace the non-dominant way. Take another inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, arch backwards. Think of the knuckles reaching towards the floor. Stay here, inhale. Stay here, exhale. And then inhale, reach the arms up, maybe look up. Then exhale, bring your hands down. Straighten out that left leg. Looks like a half split here before we go into more lunging. And then inhale, re-bend your left knee. You can also reach back for the foot. That's also a good stretch as well. But curl your back toes under so your back knee lifts up. And then inhale as you come up, crescent lunge. Try to keep your back heel directly over the ball of that foot. Take an inhale here. Then when you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. One more breath in, really fill up. And then exhale, twist. Hook your left arm to the outside of your, hook your right arm to the outside of your left thigh. Your right hand can come to the floor or block, but keep stretching the crown of the head away from your lower back, your tailbone area. Take an inhale here. Then when you exhale, bring your hands to frame your front foot. Step back, plank pose. Shift your weight forward, bend your elbows. Inhale, up dog. And then exhale to downward dog. Pause and breathe. Let your head hang. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. As I adjust my clothes. Right. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, bring your feet forward. Lift the heart, inhale. Fold back down, exhale. Press down into your feet, bend your knees, reach your arms up, come to chair pose. And then exhale, stand, pause, and breathe. Chair with a twist. So inhale, bend your knees, reach your arms up, chair pose. When you exhale, reach your right arm forward and your left arm backwards. Sit a little deeper. And then hook your right arm to the outside of your left thigh. Bring the hands into prayer. You can open up the prayer with the right hand down, left arm up. Wrap it up. Stay here, inhale. Then when you exhale, unwind, come back to chair pose. Inhale to stand. Exhale, release the hands. Bend your knees, arms up, chair pose. This time when you exhale, left arm in front of you, right arm behind you. Sit a little deeper when you inhale. And then exhale, prayer twist in chair. Try to keep the knees together. Your heels are heavy, your toes are really light. So you should be able to wiggle your toes. Still try to maintain the breath in and out through your nose. Sit a little deeper, inhale. And then exhale, unwind, come out to chair. Inhale, stand. Exhale, release your arms. Come back to Tadasana. Grounded across the four corners of each foot. Your kneecaps lift up, your quads lift up. Heart and chest lift up. Shoulders roll back and down. Chin level with the ground. When you inhale, bend your knees, reach your arms up, chair pose. When you exhale, fold. When you inhale, lift your heart. And then exhale, plant your palms. Either step to plank or jump to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Bring your right foot forward by your right thumb. Left heel in and down. Inhale, up to warrior one. Now when you exhale, bring your arms out in front of you. Cross your right arm on top of the left like you're hugging yourself. Stay there or lift the forearms up, coming into eagle in your arms. Take an inhale. And when you exhale, pivot your back heel up. Crescent lunge, legs, eagle arms. Take an inhale. And then exhale, bring your left foot forward. Bend your knees like chair pose. Stay there or cross your left thigh over the right. Full expression of eagle. A single wrap, a double wrap. You could also place your left foot on a block. Try to breathe into that space that's in between your shoulder blades. Sit a little deeper, inhale. Now when you exhale, bring the legs together. So chair pose in the legs, eagle in the arms. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, step your left foot way, way back, bringing your legs to warrior one. As you inhale, reach the arms up, look up. And then exhale, bring the hands down, step back. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot forward, right heel down. Inhale to Virabhadrasana 1, warrior one. When you exhale, bring your arms out in front of you. Cross the left arm on top of the right or stack your elbows. Stay there or lift your forearms up. Take an inhale. And then exhale, pivot your back heel up. Bring your right foot forward to meet the left. And then bend the legs like chair pose. Stay there or cross the right leg over the left. It could be a single wrap, it could be a double wrap. Draw your right hip back, left hip forward. Stay here, inhale. Then exhale, bring the legs back to chair. Sit a little deeper. And then step way, way back with the right leg. Inhale the arms up, Virabhadrasana 1. And then exhale, hands to the floor, look forward as you step backwards. Inhale, up dog. Exhale to down dog. Take a few breaths in your downward dog. Take an inhale here. Then when you exhale, bring your feet forward. Lift your heart, inhale. Fold back down, exhale. Inhale, bend your knees, return to chair pose. And then exhale, stand, pause, and breathe. You're going to do revolve triangle, and it might require you to use a block. Keep your right foot forward. Step your left foot backwards. So kind of like a natural stride, not quite a leg's length distance. Take your right hand to your right hip. Reach your left arm up to the ceiling. Take an inhale as you lift your chest up. And then exhale, start to fold. Take your left hand to the floor or a block, ideally on the little toe side of your right foot. Keep reaching the crown of the head away from your lower back and your tailbone. Lift the legs to straight and then extend the right arm up to the ceiling for revolved triangle pose, Ravita Trikonasana. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Maybe look up, stay here, inhale. And then exhale, unwind, hands to the floor, pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana with the hands down. As you inhale, lift your chest up. As you exhale, bring your left foot forward to meet the right. Inhale, lift a few inches. Exhale, fold back down. Press down into your feet. Inhale, stand all the way up. And then exhale, release your arms to your sides. And just turn around so you can see second side. So you can place that block on the little toe side of your left foot. And you can either line up your left heel with your right heel, or your left heel lines up in the middle. As you inhale, reach the right arm up to the ceiling. Then as you exhale, turn, reach your fingertips forward, and take your hand either to the floor, the block, or it can rest on your shin. Push down into the ground to lift the chest from the ground. Look, it looks like the flowers are coming out of my head. And then extend the left arm up to the ceiling. Revolve triangle pose. Kneecaps lift up, quads lift up. Isometrically take those heels into the mat, and you can crinkle the mat. Stay here, inhale. Then exhale, unwind. Bring the hands to the floor to the blocks, pyramid pose with the hands down. Stay here, inhale. Then when you exhale, bring your right foot forward to meet the left. Inhale, lift your chest a few inches. Exhale, fold back down. Press down into your feet. Inhale, reach the arms up, look up. And then exhale back to your center. Tadasana one more time. Rooted to the feet, lifted to the crown of the head. As you inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, forward. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, find your way back to downward dog. That can be a chaturanga, up dog, down dog situation. And then slowly bring your knees down, bring your elbows down, interlace the fingers with each other, or you can come into prayer. Curl your toes under, lift the knees off the ground, dolphin pose. So slide the shoulder blades up towards your waist. Draw the navel in and up towards the spine. Lift your kneecaps, lift your quads. Move your chest towards your thighs to the space that's behind it. Stay here, inhale. And when you exhale, walk your feet back. You're in a forearm plank. Stay here, inhale. Now when you exhale, gently release the knees down. Lift the chest from the ground. Sphinx pose. So here we go. Lots of, more back bends. We've been doing back bends. We'll do some more. And then lift the heart, lift the chest, Sphinx pose. and then lower it down. Reach your arms behind you, interlace the fingers with each other. Lift your arms away from your back body, and then inhale, lift your chest. Shalabhasana, locust pose. Stay here, inhale. Then exhale, lower. Bring your hands in line with your chest. Inhale, lift your chest, cobra pose, bhujangasana. When you exhale, see if you can hover the hands above the floor, like we did at the beginning portion of this video. Stay here, inhale. Now when you exhale, bring the hands down. Slide the hands, the heels of the hands a little bit closer towards your bottom floating ribs. And then inhale, lift your knees, lift your quads, coming into upward dog pose. Stay here, inhale. Then exhale, draw back, downward dog pose. So locust pose, shalabhasana, cobra pose, bhujangasana, upward dog pose, urdhva mukha svanasana. Now bring the right foot forward, lower the left knee down. We're going to go into that lunge that I showed you earlier and reach back for your foot. You can have your left arm be straight. You can even come down to the elbow of your left arm. And then release that, be in half split or a full split. This is half full. You would continue to straighten out both of your legs. Take an inhale, bend your right knee, curl your back toes under, step back to plank, lift the hips up and back, down dog. Now bring the left foot forward, lower your right knee down, and then reach back for your right foot with your left hand. The right arm can be straight, or you can come down to the elbow of that right arm. Take an inhale here, and then exhale, release your foot back down. Lift the hips up, half split or a full split. Left hip back, right hip forward. Stay here, inhale. Then exhale, bend your left knee, curl your back toes under, step back to plank, then lift the hips up and back, down dog. Take a couple of breaths in your down dog. And then gently release the knees and sit in between your feet. So Ustrasana, the camel, you reach back for your feet. If you can't reach back for your feet because there's some sort of resistance, tightness, you could use blocks there as well. The first round we're going to do at the wall. So imagine that you could, draw the hands towards the floor. So you're going to use the wall like resistance, and you're going to resist your hands towards the floor. Keep the block in between your feet, probably at the low height. And you're going to bring yourself to face the wall like you're in time out. Block is going to be in between your feet at the archways of your feet. And then when you come to the wall, try to be as close to the wall as you can. Reach your arms up, and then try to keep the hips at the wall and see if you can look up. Resist the hands down. Stay here, inhale. And then exhale, sit down. And so now we'll in progression, start to bring the hands to the hips. And then maybe take the hands to the feet. We'll see how it goes. But you're trying to keep your hips at the wall. Okay, here we go. So standing at the wall with the hips at the wall, arms come up, and you just peel your chest off of the wall. And then see if you can bring your hands to the hips and maybe arch backwards. Let the head hang. Inhale, come up. Exhale, have a seat. Okay, so one more round, and maybe we go for the foot. Maybe we go for the back of the thigh. Maybe we go for the calf. Go where it's appropriate for you. And then stand up onto your knees. Bring yourself close to the wall. Ideally, your pelvis is up the wall. Start with your arms up, and then start to peel your chest off of the wall. Bring your hands to your outer hips and start to coil your thoracic spine in towards your chest. Maybe reach for your feet. Let the head draw back. Inhale, come up. Exhale, have a seat. And then turn to your sides. So now you're away from the wall. You're no longer in timeout. You can sit on your feet or in between your feet. Last round, Ustrasana, the camel. This time we're going to come into it from the feet. So if you can, you're going to keep your hands on your feet. Imagine that there's a wall in front of you. And then as you inhale, lift your hips up and arch backwards. Inhale to come up. Exhale to have a seat. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. When you inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest. When you exhale, see if you can look over your right shoulder. Stay here, inhale. Then when you exhale, unwind, come back to center. Use your inhale to reach up, grow taller. And then exhale, twist second side. Right hand on the outside of the left thigh. The left hand is moving towards your right side. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, unwind, reach the arms up, grow tall. And then exhale, resist the hands down. Child's pose. Take a few breaths in your child's pose. And just notice the effects of back bending. Then you can take one more round of down dog pose. And then lightly bring your feet forward. Have a seat. And we'll do a bridge pose and then a shoulder stand and finish out the practice. So place the feet off the ground, lift the hips up. If you wanted more support, you could use the block underneath you. We did do a lot of back bending. Otherwise, you could interlace the fingers with one another, reach your knuckles towards your feet, press down into your feet, and try to get the hips to lift higher than your heart. Stay here, inhale. Then when you exhale, slowly release the arms. Lower your upper back, your mid back, your low back, and your sacrum. So you want to be really methodical as you ripple through the spine. And then if you have no neck or shoulder issues, plow pose, halasana. So bring the legs to the ceiling, and then take the legs overhead. Bend your elbows, take your hands to the small of your back, and then reach the legs straight up to the ceiling. Shoulder stamps, Salamba Sarvangasana. So zip the inner thighs and reach up through your feet. In this position, do not turn your head. Let your gaze be up towards your feet. When you're ready, you'll come back to plow pose. Release your arms by your sides. Slowly allow the legs to ripple through your front body. Once your lower back and sacrum hits the mat, bend your knees, place the feet onto the ground. Then you can do like a windshield wiper twist, where you could hold the twist on one side for a few breaths. Take that twist to the second side for a few breaths. Gently draw the knees in. Lift the forehead up towards the knees. Pause, take a moment in Shavasana. As long as you like, I would say 10 minutes would be great. Then reawaken your body. Hug the knees in. Maybe even lift your forehead up towards your knees. Then resist with your right arm and your left arm down. Roll to one side. Push away from the ground. Bring yourself up to sit either on your feet or in between your feet. And then just notice the energetic quality that one gets from doing a lot of back bends. It can be very energizing, very uplifting. And it's good for us to back bend because we need that extension in our thoracic spine because we usually tend to be hunched over. And the back bends help us to get upright and to open the chest and facilitate, better breathing. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that red button and subscribe. Thank you for watching another edition of Michelle McKay Yoga. Peace out, yogis. Ciao for now.